Alright, welcome to my shop. I want to take you guys on a tour of my this little shop here at the back of our garden. We live in a residential area, so that poses certain limits on the size and of course the noise level, etc., etc. My father built this for me, my late father, and I'm really, really happy to have this shop, and it's enriched my life in so many ways. So I want to show you, take you inside, and in this lovely small workshop. It's about 21 square meters, 7 by 3 meters roughly. Two steel doors, so there's a back door as well. Yeah, let's do a simple tour. Right, so first up we have the workbench. It's an old workbench. My father got this in 1993 from a furniture factory that went bankrupt, and it was, even then it was old, and I like it because so some people have these beautiful benches and they look like furniture, right? That is just not me, right? Now a lot of this maltreatment of this bench is not due to me, right? You see all these scratches and there are quite a few nails in its top, and of course that is a problem, but it's also a benefit because I don't really need to be so careful with the top itself, right? So if I work with metal, for example, as I do in plane making, it gets dirty, and I don't care so much, right? I just sand it at the end of the day, or I sand it once a year roughly, and then I put a coat of shellac on, because I like shellac, right? I like it better than linseed oil. So I put shellac on this, it's flexible, it's movable, pretty much everything that is big except for the lathe and maybe a table over there that I'll show you guys in a minute. And this cupboard is on casters, right? So I can move around everything. All the stuff that I have here, which I like because it gives me flexibility. I do a lot of different stuff. I make furniture, right? This is the top for a new side table that we'll hopefully have in our living room sometime soon. I do metalworking, I do some marquetry, right? I like to experiment with whatever stuff I do here. So stuff needs to be flexible, especially since it's so small, right? So and this allows me to have flexibility. For example, this thing, right, is not attached to the worktop itself, because again it gives me flexibility. I can put it like this, I can use it like this, right, I can attach it to the work surface wherever I like, which is something I will do, which can be very useful. There's also something I want to show you over here, this little box here, the tool tray. This contains some of my favourite planes. Of course I have many favourite planes, right, I like making planes. Most of these are handmade, all of these were made by me except for this nice little Lie-Nielsen nice little plane. It was a gift from my wife who's holding the camera now, and I like this plane a lot, and I also like the other planes a lot, but this is one I made, a nice little ebony, tiny smoothing plane with a palm rest, and I like this. The wood action is just really smooth. I also made this plane. I posted a video on this on my channel sometime last year. It comes with 3 different irons with 3 different kinds of steel, right? Just experiment with the A1 and what have you, D2 and O1 types of tool steel. I use this a lot. I think this is the plane I use the most. Also really like this one. It's a simple little block plane made out of olive wood. This is just for this little detail here. Right, it's just to balance out the shape. Right, you have this stuff here, and to make it more balanced, I added this. There's no real function. Maybe it holds your index finger as you're playing like this. I don't know. Yeah, all right. Just a couple of planes, and they sit there all the time. All right. So next up is the normal Stanley series of planes. This one is not a Stanley, of course. The Stanley number 1 is very, very expensive, but the rest are all Stanleys. Some are old, some are not so old. This one is the most recent one. I bought this, I think, back in the early 90s, 91 probably, when it was new. And the rest are all much older. I like these, right? I don't want to spend a fortune on bench planes. I have a couple of saws. Some of them are over here, right? I have more saws, as you do if you like tools, right? Then you start collecting stuff. This one is early 19th century. Well, yeah, I bought this before I had a bandsaw. Right now I have a bandsaw, I hardly use this, but it's a rip saw. Very, very pretty, very big. This saw I rescued out of a dumpster when I was a kid. and my father used to have a construction company, and there was a large dumpster, and there were a couple of hand saws in there. So I rescued this. My father kept it from me for years and years just to save it for later. And then it was about 20 years old. I straightened it, added new teeth. There's one missing here, unfortunately. Made a new grip for this, and yeah, it's a nice rip saw. But again, I have a bandsaw, so I hardly use this anymore. Okay, so then we have the small metal lathe here. I also use this for wood. Don't do a lot of wood turning. I find it messy. It's nice while you're turning, but I feel that preparing the stock and all that stuff takes me a long time. I don't like it so much. But it's beautiful, right? You can make beautiful objects. It's a beautiful hobby. Yeah, small metal lathe. I like this because it gives me a lot of accuracy. Although I don't enjoy turning metal so much because it's very precise and you have to think and measure, and I'm a physicist, right? In my everyday work, I'm a professor of physics at our local university. I really don't want to spend a lot of extra time considering numbers and calculating stuff. I just want to get on with the job, right? Sounding very Theresa May now, but anyway. This is not a political statement. Okay, this is my bandsaw. Nice little bandsaw. Again, it's on casters. Oh, I use this so much. I love this bandsaw. Bought it second hand. Right? It's an old machine. I like it. This is my my wife's hairbrush. She was complaining about static charging of her hair. Makes sense. It's winter now, right? So the air is very, very dry. So I painted this. I sprayed this with conductive paint, right? Maybe that helps to deal with the static. Also, the color is really nice, sort of funky bronze-like. Then there's two things over here at the back. Maybe you can see this. This is a shop sign that my grandfather did when he started his own workshop as a general carpenter, stroke builder, stroke furniture maker back in 1943, during the Second World War here in the Netherlands. Yeah, very romantic looking sign. And this is my father's shop sign, much more modern. This stems from the 80s. Yeah, you know, just to pay homage to those who taught me how to make stuff. All right, then over here, right, the tool continues. We have a small DeWalt table saw, again on casters. This was my grandfather's, my maternal grandfather's. It's not the one whose shop sign I just showed you. But this was actually handed down to my father when my grandfather got really old. He gave this to my father, not knowing that he would pass it on to me. So my father kept it for a couple of years until he felt that I was old enough to appreciate what was in there. And I remember seeing this for the first time. It's like, wow, right? It's like a treasure trove with all those beautiful tools in there. I mean, I really like this rip saw with the. I mean, this is just beautiful, right? The carving there, the steel, the quality, beautiful. It does have a couple of really nice chisels in here, for example. Oh, there we go. Wow. Erik Anton Berg. Yeah, you recognize the shark or the whatever fish this is. Beautiful chisel. It's very utilitarian, right? Come on. What's the word? I'm looking for the word for this type of contraption. I can't remember really. That's a bit silly. Okay, anyway, you know, it's simple pine, simple construction. My grandfather and my father, my uncles are just normal carpenters, right? They're not furniture makers, and it's reflected in their tool chests. There we go. This tool chest is very simple, just like the workbench, right? And I like it that way because I don't want to worry so much about the furniture that is here, right? I just want to be able to use this. That's also why I have this much more modern steel, I don't know, space for storing chisels and gouges and all that stuff. Okay, then we have, yeah, this little part here for storing wood and sheet goods. Very handy. I also really like this. It's a drill press variable speed. Right, I can change the speed here, which is very convenient because I work on different materials, right? A brass and stainless steel and wood, for example, they all require very, very different speeds in terms of drilling. as do different diameters, obviously. So I like it. I like the flexibility. I have a simple oscillating spindle sander over here. It's a cheap one. I tried this. Yeah, it functions pretty well actually. I like it. It takes out some of the boring sanding out of plane making, for example. If you can make curves with this type of drum sander. All right, more sanders. Right, belt sander. Very, very useful piece of equipment. I have a thickness plane over here on casters, more tools, but that's really it. Alright, so thank you for your attention. I hope you liked it. I like my shop a lot. I love being here, just standing here for a bit, contemplating, you know, life, and what to make of it and what to make in it, right? Yeah, so thanks for being here today. Okay, bye.